Okay. Now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to invite you all here today. The Asian Forum of Parliamentarians on Population and Development has been working for 40 years on advocacy in sexual and reproductive health and rights and in the population and development field. We have a number of MPs here from across Asia Pacific. We have a contingent of nearly 20 Indian MPs, 15 MPs from Myanmar, and we have some of our champion MPs from Cook Islands, Bangladesh and Malaysia. We're also very honoured today to have to launch our booth and to launch the campaign of Asia and Pacific parliamentarians who are working on 000, a former Vice President of the Asian Forum of Parliamentarians, but more importantly these days, the President of Fiji, His Excellency Ratu Epeli Nailatakau, and I will now call upon the President to launch and open our campaign on behalf of parliamentarians and our partners, IPPF, here today. Your Excellency, thank you.
Your Excellencies, Honourable Members of Parliament in Asia and the Pacific, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The AIDS response and reproductive health care in Asia and the Pacific has been seen significant successes over the last decade. HIV infection rates have fallen significantly in the past decades in some countries. More people than ever before are receiving life-saving treatment. Domestic financing for AIDS has risen, and governments across the region are actively addressing stigma and discrimination related to HIV and key populations at risk. It has been possible mainly because of unprecedented political commitment from the region at all levels. This ranges from bold national support to global commitments, such as Millennium Development Goal 6, to combat HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. The 2001 Declaration on HIV/AIDS and the 10 targets of the 2011 UN Political Declaration on HIV/AIDS to regional and community-level initiatives, such as Resolution 66/10 and 67/9 of the UN Economic Commission on Asia and the Pacific, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Declaration on Getting to Zero, and others. Many of those political leaders and parliamentarians are present here today. I thank you for your remarkable contribution in the AIDS response in the region. It would not have been possible without dedicated leadership and initiatives of the most organized and effective communities organizations in Asia and the Pacific, where people living with HIV, sex workers, men who have sex with men, people who use drugs, and transgender people are consistently stepping forward, speaking out for inclusion and equity, and driving the agenda as well as successful programs. Thank you to our great and dynamic civil society organizations in the region for their continued engagement in the HIV/AIDS response. However, we are but less than 2 years to 2015, the deadline for both the Millennium Development Goals and the 10 targets of the high-level meeting. Important challenges remain, and gains in the region are fragile. The pace of progress needs to pick up to sustain achievements and drive further progress. Asia and the Pacific must now harness its capacity for innovation, find the best actions and interventions and implement them in the right places to prevent, detect and treat HIV, to protect key populations most at risk and to care for people living with HIV. If the Asia-Pacific region wants to achieve zero new infections, zero discrimination and zero AIDS-related deaths by 2015, parliamentarians need to be fully involved stakeholders in all efforts. In this region, there are an estimated 4.9 million people living with HIV, but no one should be dying from AIDS anymore. You and I know that. We have the science, technology, skills, and resources to enable all people in our region to live healthy lives with or without HIV/AIDS. What we lack is equity of access to resources to keep people living healthy lives. Parliamentarians need to be engaged in eliminating the discrimination that keeps marginalized people from accessing available HIV services. I urge parliamentarians not to trade away the public health benefit of their people for other trade gains. Parliamentarians need to be at the forefront of strengthening the political commitment for the comprehensive sexuality education for young people that leads to HIV/AIDS prevention and progress in reproductive health care. Finally, we must take advantage of our growing economic power to strengthen both domestic responsibility and global solidarity. Our political leaders, parliamentarians, must continue to actively engage in the policy reforms needed to stamp out stigma and discrimination and uphold human rights. As my good friend here pointed out earlier, although I am now the President of Fiji, I was once the Speaker of the House of Representatives in Fiji, and I chaired the first meeting of parliamentarians on their responsibility on HIV and AIDS in Fiji in 2004, where the outcome was the Suva Declaration on the responsibility of the parliamentarians. I'm glad to be here today to meet the parliamentarians who are here and to meet you, the members of the press. Thank you very much.
I have a question, please.
Down the line, as you know, fighting against HIV/AIDS is a multifaceted fight. We can't just concentrate on one area. Some countries have had that experience where they've concentrated on one area and the problem has come up in the other. It's got to be a widespread attack on everything, and we are trying to do it.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
service.
Look, I'd like to thank everybody who's attended today. Our other parliamentarian representatives from various countries are also here and available to speak to you if required. We have a number of sessions during the ICAAP conference, and we'd encourage you to come. We'd encourage you to speak with your members of parliament from various regions and tell them why HIV/AIDS advocacy is so important. Thank you very much, and we're delighted the President has been able to find some time to come back to us as well. The leader is one of the Bangladeshi MPs. Just taking in a conference.
President of AFPPD.
Thanks.